Members, may I invite you to join me in our opening prayer. Almighty God, the source of knowledge and understanding, guide the minds of those of us who are about to take counsel together on matters concerning this county, that in our debate and in our decisions, we may faithfully discharge our duties of office and promote the health, safety, and well-being of those we seek to serve. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Thank you. Councillors, officers and members of the public who are listening in via the Zoom webcast, welcome to our council meeting this evening. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate all members who have on their election and thank all those who left the council this year for their years of service. Before we go to the agenda proper, I'd like to remind members to please ensure your microphones are switched on when speaking for the benefit of the webcast and recording. When voting, please ensure your hands are fully raised and wait until voting is confirmed before lowering it. Thank you. Now for the agenda proper. Item 1 is the election of chairman of the council. Please can I have nominations for the chair of the council for the 2023-24 municipal year? Councillor Powell.
Thank you. I would like to propose Councillor Andrew Brown.
Thank you. Have we got a seconder? Councillor Waller. Any other nominations? All those in favour? Oh, I can't.
Chairman, I believe that is unanimous.
Thank you. So I'd like Councillor Brown to come up and we'll exchange positions.
Thank you, members. I'm honoured and humbled by the trust and confidence you've placed in me. Rest assured that I will serve this council and this county to the best of my ability. I will work closely with officers and members alike to get the best out of the meetings, and it's important to keep the meetings flowing and get through the agenda items and items of business efficiently, while allowing those who wish to participate fully in the debate, of course, subject to the rules of our constitution. Let us not forget that we're all on public display here and need to uphold the reputation of this council. I will not tolerate bad behaviour. I've learnt over the years that flexibility, authority and humour are the essential elements of a good chairman. And I want to keep Rutland County Council on the straight and narrow and steer it forward for the benefit of our residents. There may be some tough times ahead for us, and we must ensure we do what is right for the county we all love. I look forward to working with you all. Lastly, I would like to propose a vote of thanks to the former chair, former councillor Dale, not only for his time in the chair, but for his loyal service to this council for 24 years. Now, I've known Jeff for about 40 years, and he's served Rutland in many ways through Oakham Rugby Club and Rutland Agricultural Society, to name but two. And I'm sure members will join me in wishing you well, Jeff, for your future endeavours. And it now gives me great pleasure to give you this badge of a past chairman.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrew.
So item 2, election of vice chairman of the council. Please can I have nominations for the vice chairman of the council for the 2023-24 municipal year? Yes, councillor.
I'd like to propose councillor Sam Harvey.
Do we have a seconder? Councillor Stevenson. Do we have any other nominations? Okay. All those in favour of councillor Harvey?
T6, Chairman.
Any abstentions? Or sorry, those against? Abstentions? Okay, one abstention. So councillor Harvey is duly appointed. So congratulations to councillor Harvey. And if you'd like to say a few words.
Thank you, Chair. I will keep it very short. Like yourself, it is a real privilege, and I'll thank members for their support. I reiterate what Councillor Brown said, and I would also like to thank Councillor Beggy for him as Vice Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, councillor Harvey. Item 3, apologies for absence. Do we have any apologies this evening?
Chairman, we received no apologies for absence, therefore councillors voting to 27 this evening.
Thank you. Item 4, chairman's announcements. Obviously, I don't have any announcements myself, but I can confirm that since the last meeting of the council, previous chairman has attended a church service hosted by the Lord Lieutenant to mark the coronation of His Majesty King Charles III. Item 5, announcements from the head of paid service. And I've been informed that there are no announcements this evening. Item 6, declarations of interest. In accordance with the regulations, members are invited to declare any of those disclosable interests under the Code of Conduct and also indicate if Section 106 of the Local Government Finance Act 1992 applies to them. Do we have any declarations of interest? Nope. Okay, next item is item 7, election of the leader of the council. Can I please have nominations for the Leader of the Council for a 4-year term ending at the annual meeting of Council following the next set of ordinary elections? Councillor McCartney.
Excuse me. Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to nominate Councillor Waller. After 11 years, I think it's 11, no, 12 years on the council and a career in local government audit and inspection, and numerous chairs of numerous committees on this council. I don't think anybody here knows the business of this council any better than Councillor Waller. And there's, last but not least, the leader of the largest group. I think she's probably in the best position to take us forward.
Of a seconder? Councillor Johnson. Do we have any other nominations? Councillor Beggy. And a seconder, please. Okay, we'll have a seconder, Councillor Corby. Now, do the candidates wish to say a few words to support their applications? If they do, yes, I think we'll take them alphabetically. So therefore, Councillor Powell is going to go first.
Thank you, Chair. I'm happy to stand for leadership of the council because, quite frankly, I'm rather tired of the party political agendas and national politics being played out locally and us losing sight of why we're here, and that is to represent and work for the people of our county. On the 4th of May, the Rutland electorate voted for us to represent them for the next 4 years, and I'm pleased to see that we've got so many skilled and experienced people in this room who are prepared to give up their time in this way. But we now have a council with no overall control, with the largest group comprising 12 of the total 27 councillors and representing just 7 of the county's 15 wards. Did the electorate really vote for the leadership and cabinet of this council by a minority group, depending on what's arranged in advance to advance the agenda? I think not. So my contrasting candidacy is for an independent leader with a vision for an alliance cabinet that draws on the considerable talent across this chamber, that better represents the party spread as chosen by the electorate and better represents both town and rural communities. We're a small county with resources really stretched across all our responsibilities. So this, I believe, is in the best interest of residents, in the best interest of the considerable workload ahead of us, and in the spirit of Rutland as a strong and independent county. This is not a bid by the independent group to take control. We too are a minority group of individuals who will each vote as they see fit on the issues in front of them, but instead for a different way of working. As an independent, I served in the cross-party alliance cabinet set up last May, not to prop up a Conservative council or because of any deals made, because this was the best way forward at the time, drawing in councillors to the executive who had time and skills to embrace the responsibilities and get on with the job. Much progress and some firm foundations have been laid over the last year, and arguably could have been stronger had the Liberal Democrats accepted the offer to join that cabinet at the time. I believe that in the 4 years that I've been on council, I've earned the respect of others for my professionalism, honest speaking, and the way in which I engage with fellow councillors and officers. I've shown that I can listen to all views, yet challenge and hold to account, speak with authority and get things done. But I'm fair and keen to make sure that everyone is kept informed and has a voice. The leader also has a key role to play in engaging with those outside Rutland to promote our county's interest, and this I have shown I can do. I stand for action and delivery and a proactive approach. I will prioritise delivery of the local plan, making sure that we have robust policies in place to protect our environment and get the right balance of economic and housing development that makes good quality, sustainable housing for people who need them. We need to take action to balance the budget and secure Rutland's longer term financial future and make some difficult decisions. I'll prioritise investment in our infrastructure using the Levelling Up Fund monies and other money at our disposal to make the county a better place in which to live. And finally, press on with the transformation of council services and the structure of the organisation, whilst protecting those services for the most vulnerable in our communities. It's for this chamber to choose a leader for the next 4 years. The choice is clear. a minority group controlling Rutland, or an alliance that is reflective of the electorate's vote. Political expediency or the best interests of the county. Action. The people of Rutland will be watching with interest. Let us not disappoint them. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Powell. Councillor Waller.
Very much, Chairman. Councillor McCartney indicated reasons why I was experienced and an appropriate person for this role. I'd like to expand on that a little. I have been a councillor for 12 years. This is now my beginning of my 13th year. During that time, I've chaired various of the scrutiny committees that we had, and more recently, the One Overview and Scrutiny Committee. I've chaired Audit and Risk Committee, Employment and Appeals Committee. I've sat on Conduct. In fact, the only committee that I have not been actively involved with is planning, although I have substituted on planning in the days when that was allowed. But far more importantly, as Councillor McCartney indicated, I have a wealth of experience, both as a local government officer, a senior officer with the Local Government Association, and a senior member of staff within the Audit Commission when I was involved in auditing and inspecting local authorities. And consequently, I have seen the best in action. And sadly, I've also seen the worst, as you can imagine. I also have got involved outside Rutland in various ways, in various places, including the East Midlands Councils, which supports our council in a number of things that we want to do. So I think personally, I have the qualifications needed. But more importantly than that, 47% of the electorate who voted for the Liberal Democrats. We are the largest group on this council. We are determined to do things differently. We want to be very much more open and transparent, engage with our communities, plural, because I am under no illusion that each of us, wards, are all very different, and we need to be responsive to that difference and appreciate that difference. So our approach will be far more open and inclusive, but not just inclusive of people here in this room, but inclusive of the community more widely. Clearly, the budget has to be our highest priority. But beyond that, I want to listen to what people want us to do. There are some givens, of course, things we have to deal with and will. But I don't want to be saying, we will do this, we will do that, because that isn't a listening council. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Waller. We will now move to the vote. All those in favour of Councillor Powell, please raise your hands.
Sorry, Chairman. 12, Chairman.
All those in favour of Councillor Waller, please raise your hands.
15, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations, Councillor Waller. I look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Thank you all for the vote of confidence you have given me and my team. I'm honoured and humbled to be elected leader of this small but perfectly formed council. I'd particularly like to thank all those who stood for election and all residents who voted. I believe in democracy, but democracy only survives with people voting and people standing. Those of you in this room who've been elected for the first time may well feel you've been caught in something of a whirlwind, as the councillor training programme is underway and your group leaders will have already been having meetings with you. welcome to Rutland County Council. And remember, please, that democratic services represented over here on my left and others in this room are here to help you and support you. And will answer any questions that you have. And also, I would add that my door will always be open. To those of you who have returned to the council, welcome back. And also thank you to those, some of whom are in the audience, who have not stood this time around. Thank you for your service. But for all of us, the hard work starts now. Like all local authorities, Rutland's facing many challenges. The budget, of course, which I've mentioned, producing a local plan, re-letting contracts such as waste, to name a few. We've opportunities too, such as those offered by the Levelling Up Fund. But more importantly, in terms of opportunities, we have the enthusiasm of all you councillors to make sure we do right by Rutland and its residents. As a new administration, as I mentioned, our immediate priority is to be open and transparent so that all residents can understand why we're doing what we're doing. But by the next election, we expect to be operating within our means and not be relying on reserves to cover our costs. We exist only to serve the people of Rutland, to fulfil our statutory duties and do what we can to make Rutlanders' lives the best they can possibly be. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Wallop. Item 8, notification by the Leader of appointments to the Executive. Please can the Leader provide Council with the appointments of members of the Executive, including the Deputy Leader? Oh, sorry, I didn't see that.
I was waving.
Yes, right.
Thank you. I just wanted to congratulate Councillor Waller on her appointment as leader, and I look forward to working with her and all fellow councillors over the next 4 years to deliver for Rutland. Thank you.
Right, item 8, notification by the Leader of appointments to the Executive. Councillor Waller.
Thank you. And thank you, Councillor Powell, for those very kind words. The Cabinet will be as follows. Andrew Johnson, who will also be Deputy Leader, will take responsibility for finance, HR, equalities and diversity, performance management, revenues and benefits, quality and audit, transformation and change, and digital. Councillor Paul Brown will take responsibility for planning, and that of course includes the local plan, and property services. Councillor Diane Ellison will take responsibility for health, public health, community care services, adult social care and adult safeguarding. Councillor Christine Wise will take responsibility for highways, transport, environment, waste, climate change, public protection and community safety. Councillor Ray Payne will take responsibility for children's safeguarding, children's social care, SEND and inclusion, learning and skills, homelessness and housing policy. And I will take responsibility for policy, strategy and partnership, communications, resident engagement, the Levelling Up grant, economic development, culture and leisure, and governance. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor Waller. Those appointments are duly noted. Item 9, scheme of delegation, pages 5 to 50 in your packs. This is report number 72/2023. I'll invite the Leader to introduce the report.
Thank you very much, Chairman. The scheme of delegation comes to us annually. On this occasion, we are not offering councillors a fully revised scheme. The purpose of the scheme of delegation is to identify which decisions are not made by full council. And in the papers, that's just referred to as council. Some decisions are delegated to committees, some to individual officers, and full details of where the delegations are in the papers before you. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you're being asked to approve the scheme of delegation and to note that a full review of the scheme will be undertaken by the Constitution Commission this municipal year. It is good practice to review your constitution, and the practice of this council has been to do it on a cyclical basis. And this year, it's, amongst other things, the turn of delegation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Waller. Do I have a seconder? Councillor McCartney. Thank you. Members, any comments? Okay, the recommendations are that Council 1 approves the scheme of delegation at Part 3 of the Constitution as amended and set out in Appendix A, and 2 notes that a full review of the scheme of delegation will take place in the 2023-24 municipal year. All those in favour, please raise your hand.
Unanimous, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Item 10. Political balance and allocation of seats to political groups, pages 51 to 56, and the agenda supplement as well. So this is report number 69/2023. Members will be aware appendices showing the political composition of the council following the formation of groups and nominations to seats have been circulated via the agenda supplement. Can I ask the leader to please introduce the report?
Thank you very much, Chairman. Legally, political balance must be applied across our committees, with the exception of Cabinet, and where possible within each committee. But of course, numbers never work out neatly, as you are all aware. This report and its appendices show how political balance was calculated and the outcome. And I believe that the chairman will take recommendations 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 together, with each constituent part of recommendation 5 being taken separately. I would, however, from the point of view of my group, like to make 2 amendments to one of the appendices that you've got, the one that lists who is being on which committee. Councillor Carr is not entitled to a seat, as she is not part of a group, political group. And therefore, the Liberal Democrat and Green group have gifted 2 of our seats to Councillor Carr. One is on conduct instead of Councillor Paul Brown, and the other is on overview and scrutiny instead of Councillor Tim Smith.
Thank you, Councillor Waller. I'm advised that this doesn't actually alter the item 3, it only alters the appendix in Appendix B. So, are you
Yes.
happy?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Right. So, as the leader said, I'm going to take the proposal on the first 4 and the 6th recommendations together. So can I have a proposer and a seconder, please? Councillor Waller, Councillor McCartney. The recommendations are that the Council 1 approves the political balance calculation the Council should adopt for the 2023-24 year contained within Appendix A. 2, approves the subsequent allocation of seats on committees to political groups as determined by the vote on political balance calculation as set out in Appendix B. 3, notes the political group nominations for membership of the Council's committees as set out in Appendix B. 4, authorises the Strategic Overview and Scrutiny Committee to co-opt 5 members on education matters only in accordance with the Constitution and the Local Government Act 2000. And 6, notes that the portfolio holders' responsibility for health and children's services are automatically appointed members to the Health and Wellbeing Board, with the former assuming the role of chair. All those in favour, please raise your hand.
Thank you, Chairman, that's unanimous.
Thank you very much. Next is item. Oh no, we're still on this item, aren't we? Yeah. So now we're going to go with the chairs, and with regard to chairs, I will take each committee in alphabetical order, and I'll ask for a proposer and seconder for each nomination, and take a vote on each body, and then proceed to the next body. So the first committee on the list is Audit and Risk Committee. So can I have a proposer and seconder, please? Chair. Yep. Councillor Powell.
I'd like to propose Councillor Karen Payne.
Councillor Stevenson.
I'd like to second that, Chair.
Okay. Any other nominations? Okay. All those in favour of Councillor Payne?
(26), Chairman.
Against? Oh. You are allowed to vote for yourself, Councillor Payne. Is that now unanimous?
It is, Chair.
Right. So it was close, wasn't it? Right. So that is unanimous. Okay. Next is the Conduct Committee. So can I have a proposer and seconder for chair of the Conduct Committee, Councillor Powell?
I'd like to propose Councillor Oliver Hemsley.
Have a seconder, please. Councillor Corby. Any other nominations? Okay. All those in favour of Councillor Hemsley, please raise your hand.
Unanimous, Chairman.
Thank you. Next is the Constitution Commission. Will be marginally before Councillor Brown.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to propose Councillor Hemsley.
We have a seconder. Councillor Stevenson. Councillor Brown.
I would like to propose Councillor Gail Waller as chairman.
Seconder. Councillor Payne. Would the candidates like to say a few words? Yes, Councillor Waller? Yes? Yeah, we are, but I'm just asking if you want to say a few words. Yes. So Councillor Hemsley, we'll carry on with the alphabetical list as we did before.
Thank you very much, Chair. I have been on the Constitution Commission for pretty much all my time as a councillor. I think that's 7 years. And I have a fascination with the responsibility that comes with it, making sure that not only does this space operate in a sort of well-mannered way, but also our interaction with other people in the county and also how we function outside of this county. And the Constitution is a very key part to this. And obviously being on the Conduct Committee, and thank you for voting me as chair, by the way, it is something that I see has a sort of synergy between the two. And I believe that from my experience, I'm very happy to work with all the people who are on there, but I think I can bring a strength and a sort of independence that might be right for Rutland. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hemsley. Councillor Waller.
Thank you. For those new to the council, I would say that the Constitution Committee does not make decisions. It recommends to full council. So anything it comes up with, all of you will be deciding at the end of the day. Having said that, I too have been on the Constitution Commission as it now is, and its forerunner since I first became a councillor. And it has always been chaired by the leader of the council, including Councillor Hemsley when he was leader of the council. And I think that role is an appropriate person to be chairing this. It's about making sure that our constitution is fit for purpose and also gives us sufficient guidance to make sure that we do operate in a sensible way. And that is why I'm putting myself forward for chairman of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Waller. All those in favour of Councillor Hemsley, please raise your hands.
Twelve, Chairman.
And those in favour of Councillor Waller.
15, Chairman.
Councillor Waller is duly appointed to the chairing the Constitution Commission.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, everybody.
Next, it's the Employment and Appeals Committee. Can I have a proposer and a seconder, please, for chair? Councillor Powell.
Thank you, Chair. Can you just clarify whether I have to stand up for each of these?
Yeah, but when you're addressing the chair, you do have to stand up.
I'd like to propose Councillor Samantha Harvey. Thank you.
And a seconder, please.
I'd like second.
Councillor
Harvey.
Hemsley. Any other nominations? Okay, those in favour of Councillor Harvey?
Unanimous, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Harvey is duly appointed. Next is the Planning and Licensing Committee. Can I have a proposer for the chair? Councillor Waller.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to propose Councillor Nick Beggy.
And seconder? Councillor Powell.
Happy to second Councillor Nick Beggy.
Any other nominations? Okay, those in favour of Councillor Beggy?
Unanimous, Chairman.
Thank you. Councillor Beggy is duly appointed to chair Planning and Licensing Committee. Finally, it's the Strategic Overview and Scrutiny Committee. Can I have a proposer for the chair, please? Councillor Powell.
I'd like to propose Councillor Lucy Stevenson.
Seconder? Councillor Payne. Any other nominations? Councillor McRobb.
I'd like to propose Councillor Ross.
Seconder, please. Councillor Carr.
I'd like to second that, please.
Okay, thank you. Would the candidates like to say a few words? It's Councillor Ross. If you'd like to, you've got to go first.
Thank you. I've had a long-term interest, as some of you know, in health, and I believe that more generally I have got an oversight of business over many years, and I believe that I bring a wealth of experience to an oversight and scrutiny role. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Stevenson.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to start by noting the value effective scrutiny can add to any council. Not least, well run, it enables collective responsibility to support high quality decision making. Regardless of an individual's political affiliation, scrutiny offers the mechanism to enable independent minded thinking, acting as the all-important critical friend to the executive, our cabinet. As a sector, as a council, we face challenging times during which decisions will be taken that may not sit comfortably with us as individuals. It is an imperative, therefore, we take a strategic approach, sense checking the implications of proposals, developing our evidence base to inform those decisions. Well-run scrutiny enables this. Scrutiny, however, can be and should be more than fulfilling the critical friend role to cabinet. It offers the opportunity to place our residents at the heart of it by ensuring we amplify the voice and the concerns of the public, that we look not just to hard data, but to hearing our residents' voices. One aim must be to deliver public services that are of the highest possible quality within the means available to us. Thoughtfully set agendas help to deliver this key aim. I'm an experienced councillor who has taken on a wide variety of roles in my 12 years, from chair of the Adults and Health Scrutiny Panel, a member of the Children's and Young People Scrutiny Panel, to serving on Cabinet and latterly as leader of the Council. I have a deep understanding of the interdependencies between directorates and how well-set strategic aims enable the delivery of key outcomes, as has been demonstrated by our successful Levelling Up funding bid. I have considerable experience chairing committees, both formally and informally. I believe passionately in the importance of proactive engagement with our communities. I established Rutland Climate Action because I have a deep-rooted belief in empowering communities to effect change. Community engagement is something scrutiny can take an active role in enabling. Scrutiny this year starts with the development of an improvement plan, a recommendation approved at full council in March this year. This offers a fantastic starting point for a new scrutiny committee. It offers the opportunity to learn from previous years, whilst benefiting from the expert support offered both internally by our officers and externally by the Centre for Governance and Scrutiny. Under my chairing, we can ensure scrutiny plays its part in supporting the work of this council. Experience, vision, and a focus on collaborative working, regardless of political affiliation, three essential ingredients I will bring to this role to make it the best it can be for the benefit of our residents, adding maximum value to the role and function of our scrutiny. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Stevenson. All those in favour of Councillor Ross for the Chair of Strategic Overview and Scrutiny Committee, please raise your hands.
15, Chair.
And those in favour of Councillor Stevenson?
12, Chairman.
Therefore, Councillor Ross is duly appointed. Next item is item 11, appointments to outside organisations, pages 57 to 66 in your pack. This is report number 70/2023, for which an updated appendix has been circulated with the nominations for each body. And I'll invite the leader to
the outside bodies to which we are appointed are very valuable in their own right, but they also offer an opportunity for us to be ambassadors for Rutland out in the wider world, which is equally important. Some of the roles are clearly tied to various portfolio holders, and you now know who they are. Some are nominations for all of the positions in the papers that you've been sent. In addition, though, you will have noticed that some of the roles are fulfilled by the Armed Forces Champion and some by the Children's Champion. I am able to announce tonight that I am extremely pleased to say that Councillor David Wilby has kindly agreed to fulfil the role of Armed Forces Champion for this year. And I can't think of somebody who is better for that role. So thank you, David. And for the Children's Champion, we are going to have exciting new blood. And Councillor Tracy Carr has kindly agreed to take on that role. I'm sure you're going to enjoy the role, Tracy, and offer a great deal to it. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
thank you, Councillor Waller, and congratulations to Councillors Wilby and Carr on those appointments. So the recommendations are that Council 1 approves the appointments of members to outside organisations as listed in Appendix A, including delegated authority to the Strategic Overview and Scrutiny Committee to appoint an additional member and substitute to the Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland Joint Health Overview and Scrutiny Committee. And 2, notes that appointment of member champions will be made by the leader following annual council, and the appointed members will automatically be appointed to the relevant outside organisations. Can I have a proposer, please? Councillor Waller, seconder. Councillor McCartney, all those in favour, please raise your hand.
Unanimous, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Item 12 is the programme of meetings for 2023-24. This is report number 71, stroke 2023, and I'll invite the leader to speak to the report.
Thank you. I think it is very self-explanatory. It gives us all an opportunity to diarise for the year ahead, save for the fact that chairman of committee do have discretion to change dates and put in additional meetings if the work requires it, and that does happen on a regular basis. But I would like everybody to support the paper before us.
Thank you, Councillor Waller. So can we have a proposer and a seconder, please? Councillor Waller, Councillor McCartney. Okay, the recommendations are that Council 1 approves the programme of meetings for 2023-24 attached at Appendix A, and 2 notes that meeting dates for May and June 2024 are subject to revision by annual council in May 2024. All those in favour, please raise your hands.
Unanimous, Chairman.
Okay, thank you very much. Item 13, any urgent business? And I have not been made aware of any urgent business for consideration. The date of the next meeting will be on the 10th of July. That concludes the business for this meeting. Thank you, members. Thank you to those who've joined us online and members of the public sitting here with us in Catmos. And I declare this council meeting closed at 19:47.